Alright, hey guys. So for today's shave, I need to get my drink. Hold on one second. We're just drinking agua. So I actually just got out of the shower and I did a little run right before that. I don't know how long it was. I think it was like 5, maybe 5.01. I'm pretty sure it was 5 miles. Easy pace, but man, it killed me. I've been pretty lazy on my running. And it was a slow pace. I mean, it is really windy today in Florida, and it is starting to get a little warmer. And I am a pussy when it comes to the heat. I enjoy running in the heat. I'm not one of those ones that like I try to run super early before the sun gets up because I'm a firm believer in by running in the heat, it's only going to make me better because um, one, you're running in harsher conditions, and then two, it's the mental fatigue. And to me, with a lot of physical things in life and just in life in general, the mental fatigue is the hardest thing to get over. Getting out there running isn't the hardest thing, but it's the mental barriers that we have to pass. But that's kind of another rant. Today's shave, though, I was sitting back then, I was trying to decide, man, like what soap do I want to use for today's shave, and it was really hard for me to choose. And what I've started to think about doing, especially for these videos, because some videos I've noticed like I'll have multiple videos of the same soaps, and I have, like I said, I do a spring summer rotation and a fall winter rotation now, but I have about 100-ish soaps. I have a little less than that now, but about 100 soaps, like 90 to 100, and so I could technically do a video, 90 to 100 videos with different software. And I have like 58, 59 brushes, so I could also do 58 or 59 different videos with different brushes. So what I've thought about doing for my spring and summer rotation recently is every day, maybe just pick a different soap. So start off with the right side of my shelf, because in the back there I have a shelf and it has soaps, and I have it by artisan. Like I'll have PAA, House of Mammoth, yada yada yada, and some of them I'll stack. Like I'll put maybe like Holy Carl with Gentleman's Nod, depending, but I like to stack them about 4 to 5 high just to kind of keep it even and what have you. But what I'm thinking about doing is starting to just use a different soap every day, because what I've noticed is sometimes I'm using like the same soaps, not every day, but like I'll use one soap that I enjoy like multiple times in a couple weeks, and then other soaps I'm not using as much. So I think what I need to do is stop going to my shelf and like, oh, let me pick and choose, is instead say, hey, I'm going to start with this pile and I'm going to work my way to the left and then go to my second shelf, because with my spring and summer soaps, the first shelf is filled, and then I have maybe 6 soaps on the second shelf, which is good. Eventually, my goal would be to where maybe even I just have that first shelf filled and not even have any on the second shelf. But I think I might do that, and I'm also, hopefully you guys notice, I am putting out more content now. And that's just because I'm being more intentional. So now when I'm shaving, I'm trying to videotape it. So I'm able to make more videos that way. But anyways, today's shave is a really cool one. This artisan is one of my favorite artisans. Not only is he a super cool dude, really involved in the community, and I like that, but a lot of part of the sales of every one of his items goes back to charity, and I really like that. As a guy that I give back a lot myself through donations through the years, giving people money, foundations, and a lot of time. I've given a lot of time back in my life by helping people either with their finances, their career growth, family issues, you know, you name it, I've been there. And any military member could say the same thing. But it's going to be House of Mammoth, and this offering is Kryptonite. We do have the matching splash, and this is a weird one because, and I say it not because of the scent, but I have a backup of this. And I'm not sure why I have a backup of this, to be honest. It's a good scent, but I don't think it's rare enough that I needed a backup. I think I have a backup because I think I got a tub that was never used in a bundle deal. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. A lot of my soaps I've gotten in bundles. So like it's like, hey, here's $60 and you get these 6 soaps. That's how a lot of the soaps I have currently I've kind of acquired, is in bundle deals like that. But this is a great scent for the spring and summer, man. Really, really great. Very, very bright. And if I remember, I'm pretty sure it has a mentholated note to it. And after today's run, I was like, man, like this would be a banger. And I have it blooming just because it is a little bit harder of a puck. Of course, we are still on the Gillette Slim rampage. Today, I am going to try something. So, a gentleman in the community told me when I kept complaining about adjusting this while during my shave, you know, it's not that I'm trying to adjust it when the doors are closed, right? I know the doors have to be open to adjust it. It's opening those doors that's hard. Like, right now, not bad. But as soon as I get some soap and suds on these fingers, I can't grip this thing. And they told me, instead of using the towel, try an alum block. So, boom, I have an alum block right here. We're going to give that a try. Maybe that's going to change my opinion of the Gillette Slim a little bit more. But to be honest, even if that hack works, I still kind of am frustrated with that, and I still might move it. Because, personally, I don't think I should have to have an alum block out to shave. Like, I shouldn't have to use an alum block to be able to adjust the razor during the shave, right? That's just my preference. The only other adjustable that I have currently, and I've had like the Fat Boy in the past, and to be honest, that was also, I had the same issue with that. Right now I have the Rocknail Sailor, the 2022 L model, and that's a newer style, modern adjustable, and I have 0 issues with adjusting that while shaving. But this I do, you know, so we'll see. Even if this hack works, I still might move this just because, honestly, it's just, I don't want to have to fucking use an alum block when I'm shaving with a razor, but we'll see. I decided to take out one of my Varlets today. It's my newest one. It's this one. It's the Orion. And it's a 27 millimeter HD knot. It's my only HD. I have 2 XD Varlets, one a 29 and one a 27. I love, love, love my 29. The knot. The handle's cool too. My 27 millimeter XD, I love the handle. It's the Blue Royal Hash. Gorgeous handle. The knot isn't bad. It's not as good as my 29 because it feels a bit small, to be honest. And what I've realized about Varlet's is he has different knot shapes. This is considered the fan. I'm not sure what my other 2 Varlets are because I bought them used. And what I'm wondering is if that 27 is the reason why I feel like it feels a little small, is maybe it's a hybrid shape and it's not a fan. But I bought this, the gentleman that sold it to me, I don't think he used it a whole heck of a lot because he just got it. He didn't have it very long. The reason he offloaded it is because he liked his other Varlet more, and he's not an insane person like me that has 60 brushes. So he's trying to keep his collection down and only keep his favorite of his favorite. With me, I stack, right? Like if I like a knot, I'll probably get a couple of them in different handles. And this one, so I'm continuing to use it because I want to see if it breaks in, if it changes the characteristics with continued use. So I'm trying to use it more often. And what we're going to do is take that, dump it out, and get it on my head. House of Mammoth soap base is phenomenal. It's good stuff, man. I don't know if it's in my top 3. It might be, for sure, probably top 5. I like it enough that even downsizing my shapewear, House of Mammoth isn't going anywhere. And so far, I gotta say, I haven't had a House of Mammoth scent that I didn't love. I haven't had any House of Mammoth scents that I was like, oh man, I'm gonna move this and sell it. Because I was either disappointed or I just didn't really like it or it was boring. You know, one scent off the top of my head that I don't mind. It's not House of Mammoth though, it's Declaration Grooming. It's going to be Delta V. It's an okay scent. It's a clean scent, but it's a tad boring to me. So I'm moving it. I haven't listed it for sale, but soon I'm going to list it for sale. I've just been lazy. But House of Mammoth, the only soaps I've moved from him are ones that I've had. I just bought too many backups of it, like Smash. I thought Smash was going to be a super rare. Ooh, look at that. 1. 2. See, it's still shedding some hair, so, I mean, it can't have that many uses in it. But I have moved one of my backup tubs of Smash because I had 2 backup tubs of it. Because I thought it was one of those things where it was a one and done, like it was a special release and they weren't going to make more of it. And now I realize that they sell it year round. But I didn't move both backups. I only moved one of my backups. I still kept one backup. Dang, look at that. 3 hairs. I'm not sure if I've ever shed some hairs on this yet. I can't remember, but there was 3 right there. And now this is a HD, which is Varlet's high density. So he only has 2. He has a high density and an XD, which is extra dense. The XD is denser than the HD. Both are low densities though. This HD is very low, so you don't need a whole heck of a lot of soap. It loads really quickly just because it's really it doesn't have a lot of hair in it, you know. And we're going to take off some of that excess lather in here, and we're just going to use it kind of as a pre-shave, I guess you could say. And then we're just going to give it a quick rinse. And this is a hard puck, like I said, to the fact of I can't press in it very easily with my finger. Like I have to use some oomph, some manly force to get my finger in there. That's looking pretty good. We're going to dunk the tips a little bit. And I gotta say, this HD has made me reconsider my liking or love of low density knots. Like, I didn't mind low density knots before, to be honest, but I was more in love with high density knots. But after using this, I'm like, oh shit, man, like, maybe I should have gotten a couple more low density options. Because most of my brushes are either pretty high dense offerings or they're medium compared to all other brushes out there, right? And you can tell, like, look how easily that sucker splays. But what I will say is this, it's right on that cusp. Like, a little bit more water. If this was any easier to splay, I would not like it. It's really soft. Right here, though, when you push down, and I'm not like splaying it all the way down, but, you know, just a little bit of push. It does have a little bit of a scrub in the middle, and I'm wondering if that is going to go away with more use. It paints phenomenally because of how low of density it is. And then just look at this lather, how fast it comes together, and how nice and dense. Painting some more water in there. The backbone, I would consider this low. And again, it's not low enough to where I would consider it floppy. I don't like floppy. I like it to where I also still do feel like it can like work in the lather, because too floppy, I feel like the hairs can't do a great job at exfoliating and, you know, really working in that lather. I do like this. I would not mind getting another HD. I've thought about putting a want to buy or a want to trade, like trade maybe one of my Declaration grooming brushes or something to get another HD. This time maybe a 29 just to see the difference in feel. But yeah, this is really nice. Where I would say that this shines for me personally is for my beard. Because it's a smaller knot, because even though it's a 27, it feels more like a 26 to me. Varlet knots feel smaller than what they are. His 29 millimeter, it doesn't feel like a 29. It feels more like a 27. They feel about 2 millimeters smaller to me personally than what they are. Look at all that lather for days. And like I said, this isn't bad on the head. It's low backbone, and it splays really easily, but it still has enough characteristics to make me feel like it can really scrub the lather, it can work the lather, it can exfoliate the skin a little bit, because that's what I like. I like a brush that's easy to splay, not like super easy, but easier to splay. And I like it to have a little bit of spring back into it, like you can see there. But I like that I also have a little bit of scrub, and I also do like the cloud-like feeling. So I like a little bit of everything, right? But I would say personally, my preference is more of a low backbone like this. This is as low on the backbone side that I would personally want. I wouldn't want anything lower than this for me. We're going to go straight to this, and we're on a setting 6 Wizamet blade, second use. But I know even HDs, from my understanding, can have a little bit different of characteristics with Varlet. He is very consistent, but even him, oh, look at that. Another hair. That's the 4th hair. But even with his brushes, I've heard there is some inconsistency. Like one HD will feel a little bit different than the next. And You know, that's what I call the luck of the hobby with us, is it sucks because some of these brushes are pricey, but sometimes you have to buy a couple to get one that you really, really love. And the thing is, I'm not saying you're going to spend $400 on a Varlet and you're not going to like it, and you're going to have to spend another 400 and you're not going to like that one, and you're going to have to spend another 400 and you're not going to like that one. And eventually you're going to find one you like. What I'm saying is, that depending on the characteristics you're looking for, you might have to try a couple things, right? Like you might have to try the HD and the XD to see which one you like better. You might have two XDs and one of them has a little bit more gel on the tips than the other. But I don't think the difference is going to be like a night and day. And that's just my opinion from my observations with Varlet, right? Like I said, I have two XDs. They're different sizes. And they do have a little bit of more different characteristics. The 29, I feel like splays quite a bit easier, and it just has a better footprint to me of feel. But that's more of the size, right? The splay, I don't know if that's because one is lofted different than the other, so maybe that's the characteristic difference. But the 27 it's still great. It's still a really great brush, and that's why I haven't sold it or traded it. So it's not like just because you have to get a different brush to figure out that characteristic doesn't mean that an original brush is going to be bad, right? It just could mean that it's just not the exact characteristics that you're looking for, I guess I could say. So, okay, let's try this. So first, let's try it this way. Okay, so I was able to turn it this time. We're going to go down to 5. Okay, see how it's starting to move around in my hand? So we're going to put a little... Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can already tell you that that is going to help a heck of a lot on a loom block. Like, that was a night and day difference. I'm going to dunk these tips again, because this is feeling just a hair drier than I like. Let's talk about the scent a little bit. I've been raging against brushes. Again, I highly encourage people to try a Varlet. Like, I'm not saying go and buy a brand new one. What I'm saying is maybe try to find one on the used market. And understand if you don't like it, that's okay. And you can sell it, and you could probably sell it for what you paid for it. Or, you know, you might lose a couple dollars. But this is nice. It's a nice difference compared to what my brush collection, like I said, is used to. Like all my Declaration grooming brushes, I would consider those all to be a medium density offering. Medium to some of them even maybe a highish density. In the normal world of wet shaving, I think most people would consider Declaration grooming brushes high density. But that's because a lot of people are comparing them to off-the-shelf brushes for, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 bucks from online websites. But if you test a decoration grooming brush compared to other hand-tied artisan brushes, I would say that they're about the mid density. VNC, Voight and Kopp, they're about as, from my personal opinion and experience, they're about as dense as a decoration grooming. They're about the mid density. To me, Turn and Shave is the high density. His medium density is more dense than my decoration groomings most of the time. My low density Turn and Shaves are about at the same density as most decoration grooming brushes. Some of my low density Turn and Shave brushes are more dense than some of my decoration grooming brushes. It just depends on the batch. All my Varlets, even my XDs, are less dense than any of my decoration grooming brushes. And this definitely has a little bit of mentholatedness to it. It's not a lot, right? Like the most mentholated soap I've ever tried is that Sterling mentholated, and Jesus, I wasn't prepared for that. It was so strong, the mentholated on the Sterling soap I tried, that I had to move it. I was too much of a pussy. I couldn't take it, to be honest. The only other highly mentholated soap I've tried besides that Sterling one was, Northern Elixir from Noble Otter. It's not made anymore, but that one's pretty good. It's not super high though, but it's nice. Wow, look at that. That's like the fourth or fifth hair, man. That's kind of worrisome. Usually I don't mind losing some hairs. But that's because a lot of my brushes have a shit ton of hair in them. And this being a low density option, it doesn't. But, we're going to go with it. And like I said, I don't think it had a lot of uses, so I think shedding is kind of normal at this point. But Bear Stearns Man Terror was also a pretty high mentholated one for me. And this one, I would say, is in the Northern Elixir realm of not super high, but I can feel the cooling right now. It feels great on the head, to be honest. It's going to feel even better during summer season when it's even hotter and more humid. So we're on setting 5 now for round 2. What else about the scent? It's bright. There's some green in there, but it's like this really nice bright apple forward scent, and not like a apple pie or like a red delicious apple. It's maybe that's why he went with the green label. I don't know. Man, knocking it down. But I get this really juicy green sour apple vibe from it. I'm not sure what scent notes are on it, and if you guys have watched any of my videos in the past, I'm not super big on looking up the scent notes and having a piece of paper to read off. I'm not knocking on anybody that does that in their videos because everybody's different. I just don't think, me having to write down everything is the best format for these style of videos, personally. In some of my YouTube videos, if I'm talking about like very complicated financial things, I would have a piece of paper. Even in wet shaving, I would have a piece of paper if I'm trying to stay on a very specific topics, like, hey, boom, I don't want to rant too much. But one reason I enjoy making these videos, to be honest, is because it allows me to kind of go off, and it allows me to do a little bit of rant about the hobby and other things in life. I guess you could say it's a little bit of an outlet for me to get my rants out. But the main reason I don't like to say the shave, I think that was a mosquito. The scent notes is because I don't think they always give the story of the soap or the splash or the EDT, what have you. Because, you know, for a long time I would watch people's shaving reviews on soaps, and that's kind of how I would decide if I wanted to buy something. And then I would get the soap myself, and I'm like, wow, like, it smells nothing like those scents they stated. And I mean that by, like, some people, I've seen their videos, and they're like, oh, hey, here's the scent note, do. But then they won't really go over what they smell. And when they do, even some of them when they do, I know everybody's scent is different, right? Everybody's nose is going to have a little bit different because you have your own personal characteristics to it, right? And I do get that. But what I've realized is some people, man, like, they're too wrapped up in the idea of, I have to give the best review ever of this scent, of this soap. And not all wet shaving videos, because there are some guys out there that I've watched, but man, they keep it 100%, they keep it real. And that's how I am. Like, if the scent sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. Like, if this is supposed to smell like green apple, and it's supposed to be mentholated, and there's no mentholated feel to it, and there's no green apple scent, like, I'm going to tell you that. And I think a lot of some of these other guys that I was watching, and some of them don't even make videos anymore, but they'd be like, oh, here's the scent notes, it's supposed to be green apple, green, this, that, and oh my god, like, yeah, I get the green, and I get this, but then they won't, like, and you also see these people never really have any bad reviews, right? And I 100% have told you guys, like I just told you in this video, that, like, Declaration Grooming, Delta V, that's a move for me. I bought it brand new last year. I used it this year. I used it last year too, so don't think I bought it a year ago and I'm just now using it. I used it last year, and I used it this year. This year, though, I'm like, man, I need to be more picky with my stuff. The reason why I liked it last year and decided to keep it was because I love Declaration Grooming soap base, man. Milk Stick is so good. But here's the thing, that scent is so fucking boring. It reminds me of cleaner. Like, if I was spraying some Lysol cleaner in my RV, and I'm not knocking on people that like that. Cool. Like, go for it. But it's interesting that the reviews I saw online of it, nobody mentioned that it just smells like a cleaner. And maybe, you know, I get it, each person has their own interpretation of things. But I also think to myself, how many of these people are also going to be honest? And they're, you know, or are they afraid that, well, look at that. I was able to open it again. We're going to go down to 4. But see, I can't close it. So we're going to try the trick again. Oh yeah, I'll bet you I'll close it this time. Yep, see? Yeah, so I guess I could just use a loom block. I don't know. But I want everybody to kind of realize that when you watch my stuff, whether it's my shaving videos, whether it's my videos on RV life, on fixing up vehicles, on finances. Like, I'm the guy that's going to tell you how it is. I'm not the guy that's going to be like beat around the bush and sugarcoat things, right? I'm not going to be like the guy that does that. I'm the guy that's going to be the one that's going to tell you exactly how it is, right? Whether that sucks to hear or not, right? Because some people, man, I'll be honest, like, I get it. The truth can sometimes hurt. It can suck, right? Oh, look at that. And we're still knocking it down, people. You know, if an artisan is like, hey, I want you to test my base, which nobody will. Nobody will do that for me, do that to me, because I'm not a popular guy, right? I don't have a lot of followers, and I don't really care to have a lot of followers. I don't do this to try to get a bunch of followers. But, you know, if an artisan sent me soap and asked me what I thought about it, most people by human nature aren't going to be honest with the person and be like, man, the slickness wasn't there, the scent kind of sucks, it's not strong enough, or this or that. They're not going to be very critical. And I mean, I can be critical with also telling you how to improve something. I don't have to just bash you. But you do need to be critical of things as well. Because if we're not critical of things and people and situations, nobody would ever improve on their situations, right? You know, you want to get better at public speaking. You get up there and you public speak and you have people critique you on it. But now if you get up there and publicly speak and everybody's like, oh man, you did so good, this and that, and you really didn't, and then behind your back they're like, oh man, that person sucked. You're never going to grow as a person. You're not going to get better. Because you need to know where your faults are. And I think it's the same thing with shaving soap, with anything, man. Like with finances. And people take that kind of shit to heart. You know, people are afraid because they don't have the courage to be honest with somebody. Like right now I can tell you, Kryptonite, my honest opinion is it's a buy. Is it my favorite soap ever? No, it isn't. Is his soap base in my top 3? No. Is his soap base fucking bomb? Yes. Are his scents good? Yes. I have 5 or 6 House of Mammoth soaps, and so far not one of them have I not enjoyed the scent. Some of them, I will say, I have enjoyed a little less than others, but I still enjoy them. Some of them, yeah, I don't like them enough to get like the matching EDP, right? Like, one soap I have is Alive from HOM. And it's a very interesting, unique scent. Very green, but very like adventurous smelling. I know it's a weird description, but that's how it smells. It smells adventurous to me. And I got it as a soap, balm, splash, and EDP. And I got it that way because I bought it used. And the person was selling all 4 of them in a set for like, it was stupid cheap. I don't know. Maybe 30 bucks, 40 bucks. I don't remember. But it was basically, that price was cheaper than if I bought it new, just the soap and the splash. So I was like, say no more. I like it. I don't like it enough to where I would buy the EDP. And I have the EDP, right? I wouldn't buy the EDP again. And not because the scent isn't great, but because I don't think it's an approachable, wearable scent in most situations for me. I wear it when I'm laying around here at the RV, but I don't love it on me when I'm going out in town to the store and things like that. That's just me personally. But there's other scents that are like, fuck, man, I really wish I had the EDP for this from HOM. Like Santa Nor. Next year, this year coming up, I'm going to be buying that EDP. Mood Indigo, which I think is just called Indigo now. Banger. Smash, I know it's just like a peach boozy scent, but man, like, I've been thinking about buying the EDP of that one too. Sonder is another one that's fucking great that I'm like, fuck, I should have gotten the EDP of this one. So again, not bashing anybody or anything, but I just think people need to be more realistic with their stuff, right? It's okay to be honest in your videos. It's okay to be like, honestly, like, this soap, it's not that great. Like, here's another good example. Dr. John's Flowers in the Dark. I only have the soap. That scent is, to date, my favorite lavender. Hands down. The only one that comes close to it that I've ever tried is Barrister Man Lavender Reserve. And it still doesn't beat it, but it's pretty damn close. It's like on the heels of Flowers in the Dark. But Dr. John's soap base, it's good. But it's not great. It's nothing to write home about. HOM soap base, better than Dr. John's. But again, the scent is phenomenal. So I'm not going to move Dr. John's Flowers in the Dark because I love that scent. Woo, the splashy. Remember I was talking about yesterday that I'm not sure if I could transition to no splashes. Because of splashes like this. That just kicked up the scent profile by 2 or 3. I think the soap tub, if I had to give it out a 1 out of 10 for scent strength, I would give it probably a 5.5, maybe 6, 7. And you get so much more of the apple. And again, it's not like your red, delicious apple pie. It's like that green Granny Smith apple, sour though. Sour and just punches you in a good way. And this might even have a little mentholatedness to it too. There's no way I'm going to be able to read that. And don't think it's just because I have a shitty iPhone 8. It's just that's that small. Yeah, there's just no way I'm going to be able to read those ingredients. But I was curious if there's mentholated chemical in the splash. Because right now it feels a little cooler than it did with just the soap. It's still not super cold to where I'm like, fuck, man, I can't take it like I did with that Sterling chill one I had. And it's nice, though. It feels good. Like, right now, my head feels nice and cool, even though it is a little warmer out right now in Florida. But that's the shave. So, one thing I learned today, alum block does the trick for the Gillette Slim. Let's do a recap. So, today, you heard me rant a little bit about brushes, a little bit about the scent. The scent's great. It's green, but it's very bright. It has this bold, juicy, sour, green apple vibe to it, and it has to have a little mentholated-ness in there because I felt it the whole time. It felt cooling. Love it. I always love all of House of Mammoth's labels too. I know that might sound a little stupid. Oh, yep, look at that. It says right in there, warning. Warning, contains WS-23 synthetic cooling agent. So there you go. That's the cooling agent, and I would almost assume it's in the splash, but then again, the splash might have just re-engaged that cooling agent that was in the soap, so I don't know. But House of Mammoth makes great soap base, love the scents, and geez, that's a big wasp. And I love the artwork. I know they're simple, but they're just so cool. We used that 1966 Gillette Slim with a Wizamet on its second use. We have the matching splash today. And we used the 27mm Varlet the Orion shape. It's the HD knot. And I heard one gentleman in the community call this for cookies and cream. I don't know what it's really called, but I love that. And I might have to steal that. I am going to do a cleanup shave today, but I'm going to do that off camera just because we're already at like 40 minutes in. And again, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. If you want to see anything special, let me know. If you want me to pull out one of these brushes I talked about to use, or you have any questions, or you want to see me use a certain soap that I have, I don't think I'd be willing to go out and buy a soap just to make a video on it, but I would 100% not mind going back there and pulling out something that I have to make a video on it. Appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.